1019, rising. Sandetti light vessel automatic. Northeast by north 7, 5 miles, 1012, rising. Greenwich light vessel automatic. Northeast 8, 2 miles, 1012.
Hello, welcome to another video. This is All Out the One here. This is just going to be a quick show and tell video about the latest setup I have for my survival knife. As my sort of skills have gotten better out in the field, my bushcrafting skills and survival skills have obviously gone up over the last 10 years or so as I've been into this stuff. And obviously the setup of my equipment is continuously changing to reflect my change in skill level, and now I'm feeling pretty confident. I find that I'm carrying less gear. I remember the setups of old. I used to carry crazy amounts of equipment to go into relatively safe places, but now I've kind of dwindled it right down. And anyway, this is the current setup of my knife. Most times when I'm out doing proper bushcrafting, I'll carry a knife, saw and a axe, small hatchet of some type for larger bits of wood processing. But usually nowadays when I'm just out for quickies, I just take a knife and a saw, and that's generally sufficient to build small shelters, or indeed mostly for gathering and processing firewood. So as I said, I don't take a hatchet, so just a saw and a knife. So I've recently gone to a slightly bigger knife than what I had before. What I had before was the Falkniven F1, which is the 4-inch survival knife, and this is the S1, which is their woods knife or forest knife, and it just has a slightly larger blade, so I find that it's much easier to get through chunkier pieces of wood. Also, it's more of a kind of wedge shape profile, so indeed is very good for batoning, splits the wood open nice and cleanly with minimal effort. Obviously you can get through more sizable boughs now and really bash down on that tip with your hammer, as in wooden hammer, baton. So it really works great in that capacity. Obviously, being a Falkniven, it is razor sharp straight from the box, and this thing is definitely built to last. I think it's a 5 or 6 millimeter stock at the back there. You can actually see the various levels of laminated steel, particularly on this section here. This is a VG10 steel. It's not the hardest of steels, but you know, I don't use it that heavily or that frequently, probably like once, twice a month, and so it doesn't have to be a beast. I've seen various videos comparing VG10 to other steels, and obviously there are harder wearing steels out there. However, the level of waterproofing, not waterproofing, but water resistance on this is very high, being a stainless, so you don't have to worry about it getting wet so much, which is why I stick with a VG10 steel personally, because the woodlands in the UK has a notoriety for being damp or wet most of the time. There is a lanyard hole on the reverse here, and obviously they've left that exposed tang there for hammering or scraping. You can actually strike a fire steel with that, but it's not that nice in action. Nicer to use the reverse, the spine of the blade. Undoubtedly this would make a good skinning knife. It's got a nice rounded belly there. So that's a little about the knife. I'll put that away for now, nice and safe in the sheath. This is actually on a custom made Kydex sheath made by Arty Knives UK. You can get in touch with him for your own stuff through artyknives@hotmail.com. The pouch is actually a Tad Gear pouch, the little baby one, smallest in the range. I've attached it using the Velcro or hook and loop attachment points to use the technical term, and obviously, as you can see, additionally I've secured it with the Kydex attachment, which also grips the belt loop, the nylon belt loop. So it's very secure in there. Even if this was to come undone, there's no way this pouch is falling off. So definitely secure. As it hangs on my belt via this attachment loop, this whole unit is unlikely to go walkies by itself. So again, hook and loop closure on the front, hiding my essentially just a fire kit. I think that's the most essential thing to me. If I was to get lost or injured, I'd definitely want this close by me. So that's a mini Bic lighter, 2 fire tinder cubes, enough for probably at least 4 fires, if you know what you're doing, which I'd like to think I do. So yeah, I could get 4 fires out of that at least with minimal effort. I mean, can't go wrong with that, can you? And this is a brand new full one, and the way I organise it in the pouch, it's unlikely that the button will be depressed by accident. Alongside that, I have another wet fire tinder cube, sorry that was 3 in there, and also some matches with a striker in a waterproof container. Just all about redundancies there. And finally in the pouch we have a fire steel on the lanyard, which can be struck with the reverse of the blade. So that's literally it. Just a fire lighting kit in the pouch. I find it's very compact, nice, easy to carry, and is always by your side, nice and safe. And I've had it like this in this pouch out on about 3 or 4 trips now into the woods. Lots of walking around with clothing on top of it, and so far everything has stayed nice and secure, no problems there, and I think I'm happy with the setup. So that's my survival stroke bushcraft knife setup for the woods, and with an additional fire kit pouch. I hope you found this video useful or entertaining. If you have, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. This is All Outdoor One, signing up for now. Thanks for watching. Your support is genuinely appreciated. Take care.